Hello, Trash Nation. Welcome back to another episode here. With the NHL 24 coming around the corner, I wanted to try something different here. I wanted to try just a playoff simulation, but instead of normal teams, I want to try the best of the best. All the alumni there for the NHL teams have showed up throughout the history of this sport and see who will come out on top. Man, oh man, I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen here because we got Tampa Bay, Toronto, Washington, all Detroit, Colorado. Man, oh man. Calgary and Colorado going at it here in round one. That's going to be something. We got Minnesota North Stars and the Canucks. Alright. We'll see what happens. Kind of interested to see what we can do here. Colorado comes away with a 1-0 victory. 1-0 series lead, I should say. North Stars. 1-0 on Canucks. And Boston on Hartford, 1-0. Florida, Washington, 1-0. Darcy Tucker, 3 points. Oh, man. Interesting here. New York on Pittsburgh, 1-0. Tampa and Toronto, 1-0. Didn't think that would be the case. I thought Toronto was going to sweep Tampa. But it is all-time team, so should be turned. And former guys going against, but again, Toronto Maple Leafs, I think, would knock out Tampa Bay here, but who knows? That's why we make this episode here and see what comes with what. Boston's up 2-0. Tampa's up 2-0. Alright, Colorado up 2-1. North Stars up 2-1. Boston's up 3-0. Oh. Interesting. Pittsburgh's up 2-1. Tampa's up 3-0. Oh my goodness. Colorado, Calgary tied at 2 now. Vancouver, North Stars tied at 2. Alright. Now we got Dallas and Edmonton battling it out here. They're tied at 2. Detroit, Chicago, all-time rival there. Detroit comes away 3-1. Series lead. Boston sweeps Hartford. Sorry, Whalers fans. Washington's up 3-1 on Florida. Colorado up 3-2. North Stars up 3-2. Edmonton, Dallas. What do you guys got here? Dallas is up 3-2. Chicago, Detroit. Chicago makes it 3-2. Washington wins their series 4-1. Tampa Bay, Toronto. Toronto's won 2 straight now. Calgary forces a Game 7. Can Vancouver? No, they're out in 6. Dallas and Edmonton. Dallas eliminates Edmonton in 6. Even with Wayne Gretzky. That's nuts. Detroit and Chicago. Game 7 going between those two all-time rivals. Alright, New York knocks out Pittsburgh. Toronto forces a Game 7. Oh, huge. And Calgary, they come back and they win the series in 7. Chicago forces a Game 7, but Detroit wins that one. Now, Toronto, they were down 0-3. And they win 4 straight. Oh, Toronto Maple Leafs fans, they've been waiting for something like this for a long time. That would something that would happen to them, being up 3-0 and losing the series. So Toronto fans are pretty stoked on that, I bet. Looking at the stats here through round 1, Gordie Howe leading the sim in points. Ray Bourque, Mark Messier, Housley, Daniel Sedin, Brett Hull, Makita, Steve Thomas, and Jerome Ginla. All there in the top. Ted Lindsay, Bathgate Burridge, Gretzky, not too far behind. Gretzky with the Rangers. And I was expecting more from Gretzky, but hey, it's a different time, different era. Stevie Y, Gartner, Henrik Sedin, 8 assists. Mike Gartner, Brian Propp, Brendan Shanahan. Goalie-wise, Turco. Eesh, those stats aren't pretty, but he got wins. Gillies Malak, Mike Vernon, playing with 2 teams here, Calgary and Detroit. Pretty identical stats. Mike Richter. Looks like he's... Oh, Jerry Cheevers has definitely got the best stats in the playoffs so far for a goalie. Ron Lowe, not too bad. Glenn Hall, roughed up there. Patrick Waugh, stats were not great. Rollison's net. Kurt McLean, oddly one. Grant Fuhrer, oof. Trevor Kidd, probably not great. Andy Moog, nothing ideal. Tony Esposito, Sean Burke, David Abisher. Oh man. Alright, so let's see what round 2 comes away with. Well, Calgary and Dallas battling out in round 2. See what happens there. Dallas up 1-0. Boston, New York now. Boston swept in round 1. Can they do it again? No, they cannot. Rangers win game 1. Toronto wins game 1 versus Washington. Dallas is up 2-0 now. Detroit, Minnesota. Detroit's up 2-0. Alright. New York Rangers are up 2-0 against Boston. Everyone's up 2-0. Toronto on Washington. Calgary gets back in the series. Can Minnesota? No, they can't. They're down 3-0. What about the Rangers? No. Looks like Boston might get swept. After sweeping in the first round, they're in danger of getting swept. Calgary ties the series up. Minnesota avoids the sweep. And the New York Rangers sweep the Boston Bruins in round 2. Toronto's up 3-1. Dallas is up 3-2. Calgary's been here before, people, though. Detroit knocks out the North Stars. And Washington forces a game 6. And Calgary forces a game 7. Toronto knocks out Washington. Game 7. Calgary trying to tie things up and win him in game 7. They do. Back-to-back series down 3-2. They win 2 straight. Alright, after the second round, Dave Keon and Malhovich leading the lead in points. Gordie Howe in third. Brett Hall, Daryl Sittler, Housley, Mike McDonough, Wayne Gretzky, and Joe Nieuwendyk, all in the top half there. Phil Housley, defenseman, is doing his thing. McDonough and Gretzky, Nieuwendyk, Matt Sundin, Bennett Hogg, Odinla, Stevie Y, Nieuwendyk again with the Stars, Conacher with the Maple Leafs. Alright, so let's see what round 3 looks like here. Calgary and Detroit going at it. Detroit takes a 1-0 series lead. The Rangers 1-0 series lead. Detroit's up 2-0. Same as the Rangers. Alright. Team and Calgary gets in the series 2-1 now. Same as Toronto. Detroit and Calgary going at it. They're up 3-1, the Rangers. Oh, they're tied 2-2. Detroit trying to finish them off here. And they do. Calgary, no comeback in this series this time. Rangers up 3-2. And they win in 6 games versus the Maple Leafs. So in this simulation, with the Alumni, you got Detroit versus the New York Rangers here in the Stanley Cup Final. And Frank Malhovich leading the lead in points, 26 points. Dave Keon, 25. Gretzky with 22. Gordie Howe with 20. Phil Housley with 20. Brett Hall with 19. Shanahan, 18. Sundin, 18. Brett Hall with 17. Mike Vernon, Mike Richter. Definitely the best goalies in this sim. Broda, not too bad. Marty Turco's stats got a lot better. In round 2, Gary Cheevers still looked unreal. His stats went way up, though, in round 2 from his round 1 stats. So Stanley Cup Finals, people. 2 original 6 teams. Who do you think's going to come away with the cup? Detroit versus the Rangers. 0-0 through 1. Second period. Alright. Rangers up 2-0 going in the third. Game 1. Detroit home ice. Brett Hall on Richter. Power play goal. Power play again. Ooh, by Rangers. Trying to get one back here. They can't. Alright. Who's going to break through? Power play for the Rangers. Penalty kill holds him off. And Gordie Howe on Richter ties things up. Going to overtime, game one, people. Wanted a better way to go. Alright. Who's going to be the hero? We got Gretzky, Leach, Gordie Howe, Brett Hall, Stevie Y, and Darren Riccardi. Oh my goodness, he comes up with the flair. He's got a history of doing that, people. He was probably the ultimate grinder. He could score when he needed him to. Game 2. Detroit up 1-0. Gordie Howe on Richter. Second period. 1-1. Messier on Vernian. Oh man, oh man. Alright, we're going to have a wild series here in the finals. Okay, it's overtime again in game 2. This is nuts. Alright. Come on. We're not going to hop into it unless it's a game 7. Let these guys go at it here in overtime once again. Oh my goodness. Come on now. 45 to 36 the shots. Doesn't look like first overtime is going to get anything happening here. 88 shots in total. Going to second overtime, 5th period. Alright. This one's going to be a battle. And not too long into the second period of overtime, the Rangers win, tying the series up 1 game apiece. Malhovich still leading the league in points. Game 3, Rangers on home ice. They're up 2-1. Rattel and Graves on Vernon. Hall on Richter. And the Rangers are up 4-1. Gretzky and Hatfield. Home ice is their best ice, apparently. The Rangers up 5-1 now. Brian Leach. Vernon playing like Luongo on away ice in the Stanley Cup final. Man, oh man, was that ugly in the Stanley Cup final. Luongo letting in like 8 goals on the road. Ted Lindsay gets it back. Mike Gartner. Allman. Alrighty, people. Our Rangers just dominate game 3 here. They're up 2-1 now. Is that the momentum push the Rangers need? That could be huge. Game 4, Rangers are up 2-1. Chance to take a stranglehold. Detroit trying to tie things back up here. We got the all-time greats here going at it, so it could be a heck of a series. But Rangers, that's a teaching in on Vernon. Makes it 2-0. 3-1, Gartner and Shanahan with goals. Detroit trying to come back. And power play. Detroit, Brett Hall and Richter makes it 3-2. Next up, we got Ted Lindsay ties it up, down 3-1. And come on. Gonna be another overtime game here? It is. Oh, this is a heck of a series, people. Wouldn't expect anything less. Overtime. Who's got it in them? Can this series be tied, or is Rangers gonna take a stranglehold? That is the question, isn't it? Come on, people. Alright, overtime. Then come on. Can the Detroit Red Wings tie things up? And here we go. Detroit power play. Chance to. No, they can't get away with it. But shortly after, Allman on Richter from the corner. Throws it at his feet. Alright, so we go back to Detroit. Series tied at 2. Best of 3 now. First period. And Detroit, they're at 1-0 early. Gordie Howe on Richter. And Gordie Howe's pretty much scored every game. Third period going at 1-0 Detroit. Rangers, Brad Park ties it up on Vernon. Alright. Luke Robitaille, haven't seen him much this series, but he steps up. Can the Rangers tie things up? No. Under 10 minutes left. Detroit looking to hold on. Rangers putting some pressure on. Vernon holding his ground. And a 2-1 victory. Detroit is up 3-2. Can the Rangers tie it up, or is the cup going to be hoisted in Madison Square Garden? Alright, Game 6. Detroit looking to win the Alumni Cup. First period, Wayne Gretzky on Vernon. Second period, 1-0 going into the third. All of a sudden, it's a goalie battle here. 2-1, Bell on Richter. Rangers trying to force a Game 7. They're 13 minutes away. 2-1. Power play. Rangers can't put things away here. Richter holding his ground. Detroit putting some pressure on. And a 2-1 victory for the Rangers. Forces a Game 7. What a heck of a series this is. The Rangers now in Little Caesars Arena, trying to win 2 straight to win the cup. Detroit. Game 7. First period. Rangers up 2-1. Brett Hall, Gretzky, and Graves with the goals. And the Rangers pull away in the second. Gartner and Howell. Alright. Rangers. Alright. Detroit power play. They cut it the lead in half. Down by 2 now. Ted Lindsay on Richter. Oh, Gordie Howe. Oh, game's not over yet, people. The Rangers. They have blown a 3-goal lead. The worst lead in hockey. And there's still time left. But it looks like we're going to overtime for our 3rd time this series. Alright, the Game 7 overtime matchup. You just know we got to hop into this one here. Alright, Gordie Howe, Nicholas Lidstrom, Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier, Mike Gartner. Just names in the house like crazy. All these legends. Who will come away with the Stanley Cup? Wayne Gretzky with his Jofa helmet. Gordie Howe, no helmet. Oh, it's a thing of beauty. Here we are in Little Caesars Arena. It's too bad you can't really go back to the old arenas. Should have been Joe Louis for this matchup. Rangers almost get a chance here right off the hop, but a nice save by Vernon. Ted Lindsay comes down the ice trying to make something happen. Curls. Throws it down low. Back to Howe. Give and go. And it's in! It is in! Ted Lindsay has won the cup for the Detroit Red Wings. Oh my goodness. That is nuts. And the Detroit Red Wings, they win the very first Stanley Cup Alumni Series game here. Oh my goodness, Ted Lindsay. There's a reason why he's got an award named after him. What a player. Gordie Howe and him team up. And they win. After being down 4-1, they win this one 5-4 in overtime. And Gordie Howe wins the Conn Smythe. 26 points in 16 games. Or, not 16 games, sorry. You know what I mean. But Gordie Howe lifting the Conn Smythe there. And you know what time it is. It is Stanley Cup time. It is here. And it's ready to be presented. To else. None other than, you know him as Stevie Y. Steve Yzerman going to lift the cup now. Probably one of the better GMs in the league after being one of the greatest players. And he gets to lift the cup one last time. Yzerman doing his thing with the cup. Oh man. He looks just as young as ever. Don't know what they did with the facelift on him or what. Alright. An AI, who's going to get the cup? Who are you giving it to next? I would say Ted Lindsay. Give it to him. Oh, they want to give it to Lidstrom. Alright, another Detroit great. Lidstrom, captain right after Yzerman. Those two former teammates know each other quite well. Nicholas Lidstrom led the Detroit Red Wings in style. One last cup lift for him. He has deserved it. And who are they picking next? You got Brett Hall, Shanahan, Ted Lindsay. Oh, they're going to go to Mike Vernon. Mike Vernon. Man, oh man, one of the best goalies in this simulation. He definitely earned it. He played on 2 teams, the Flames and the Detroit Red Wings. Detroit definitely came out on top. Challenges from the Chicago Blackhawks and the New York Rangers, both 7 games. Other than that, the other series, they won pretty quickly. Looks like, who are they doing here? Gordie Howe? Alex Del Faccio, eh? You guys will have to let me know who this guy is. I've never heard of him before. But he must be a great player for the Red Wings. He's on their alumni team. And he gets the last raise with the cup here before the team picture. Detroit's going crazy. I wish they changed the confetti color to actual team colors. That would make a lot more sense. But, you know, EA Sports doing the bare minimum. What they can. Hamilton Tigers was blue and white too. Alright, there's a look at the alumni team. The Red Wings win the Stanley Cup and this first simulation series here. Let me know down below, guys. What alumni teams do you think you should be in the Stanley Cup playoff simulation next time? The Detroit Red Wings are Cup champs, and they do it in style. Down by 3 goals. What a comeback. It's gotta be like the greatest comeback in the Stanley Cup Finals, I would say. But there you have it. Congratulations, Detroit Red Wings fans. You get another reason to get your name on the cup and in the history books. Igor Larionov. My goodness. Haven't seen that name in a while. He didn't really show up though. But Larry Murphy, 2 assists. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Alright. Well, before we end this episode here, we'll kind of look at how the stats went for the end of the playoffs here. Looks like Gretzky had the most points in 23 games, 27 points. Gordie Howe, Malhovich, Keon, Brett Hall, Brandon Shanahan, Ted Lindsay, Steve Yzerman, Alex Del Faccio. He had 1 goal, 20 assists, so he's quite the playmaker. Mike Vernon, Mike Richter, just dominant in the Stanley Cup playoff finals there. Almost identical stats. Those 2 goalies definitely made it a battle. And Mike Vernon, not too bad with the Calgary Flames either. But all in all, Mike Vernon with the Detroit Red Wings was the difference maker as they win the Stanley Cup. That is an interesting series there, people. Kind of looking at the guys that were in the series. Detroit, 84 goals. New York, 78. Kind of interesting here. We definitely have a lot more teams to go in these. But let us know down below if you want to see another one like this. But we do have our Hamilton Tigers franchise series coming out tomorrow. Until then, people, this is Crash Nation signing off, saying see you next time. Have a good weekend, everybody. Appreciate y'all. Bye.